I finished Dragon Age the Veilguard twice. 2 full playthroughs, every companion quest, and both sides of the big city decision. And here is my take. Dragon Age the Veilguard is Mass Effect 2 wearing Dragon Age clothing. That is the biggest compliment I can give it. It is also the biggest problem the game has. Stay with me because once you see this, you cannot unsee it. And it explains both why the people who love this game love it, and why the ending leaves you feeling hollow. Quick warning, spoilers ahead for companion quests and the main plot. I will not spoil the ending. Think back to Mass Effect 2. What do you actually remember? Not the collectors, you remember the crew. The whole game was one long recruitment drive. You found your people, you earned their loyalty, and then the suicide mission tested everything. Anyone could die. That structure made Mass Effect 2 legendary. Now look at the Veilguard. The plot is a recruitment drive against the Elven gods. The loyalty system is back, just renamed. Companion quests, hero of the Veilguard status, and the ending tests everything you did or skipped. Companions who are not heroes might not make it out. Same skeleton, different flesh. And once you see that skeleton, every strength and every weakness of this game makes sense. So let's go through them. If you played Origins, you remember clicking on your companions at camp over and over, hoping they have something new to say. Usually they did not. Veilguard fixed that. The map now tells you when someone wants to talk. That's a genuine quality of life win. But there is a trade. The small stuff is gone. You cannot dig for extra stories anymore. The conversations that had nothing to do with the main plot. The ones that made bonding feel like your own discovery. Every character is well written. The space between the plot bits is just empty now. The companion quests themselves are the richest Dragon Age has ever had. Lucanis and Nev each hunt a deadly foe. Tosh, Harding, and Emmerich go on journeys of self-discovery. And Dovrin and Bellara dig into the past. Each arc stands alone, feeds the main plot, and pays off in the ending. This is where the Mass Effect 2 comparison is a pure compliment. There is one choice that reshapes the entire game. Treviso or Minrathous. One city falls. Huge, permanent, consequential. And the game drops it on you way too early, right after you recruit Davrin, before most players have touched a single companion arc. True story, in my first playthrough, I didn't notice that the lighthouse flagged companion conversations, so I went into this choice not realizing that some companion stuff could happen before. Here's what really bothers me though. The game never lets you push back on that consequence. There is a side quest in the Hosberg wetlands where you destroy the source of a blight eruption. So the writers know how to tell that story. Why can't we hunt down whatever is blighting Treviso and destroy it too? The fallen city just stays fallen. And the two outcomes are not even asymmetrical. Abandon Treviso, it gets blighted. Abandon Minrathous, the Venatori takes over, but the blight never really takes hold. The game never explains why. It is a strange asymmetry that is sitting in the middle of its biggest choice. My Inquisitor is the sum of every choice I made in Inquisition. Maybe every game before it. Veilguard turns that character into a supporting role in Rook's story. I get the design problem. Too many world states, too many choices, too many variables to work with. But the game hands you an Illuvian that can travel anywhere. Harding literally takes Emmerich on a trip to Ferelden. The road south exists. We just never get to walk it and see what the gods are doing down there. And here is the quiet tell. Only one version of the Inquisitor really registers in this game. The one who loved Solus and vowed to save him from himself. If your Inquisition playthrough was anything but, this game doesn't have anything to reflect back at you. Tell me in the comments, did you recreate your Inquisitor? And did their role feel like enough? Elgonan and Gillenane are fantastic villains. Cruel, but coherent. They have moral compasses. Twisted ones, but compasses. They are not chaos for its own sake, and the voice acting sells every scene. I genuinely felt something for Gillenane after we slew her archdemon. I felt Elgonan's tyranny when Solus confronted him so I could escape. One lore itch I could not scratch. Both gods are blighted, and everything blighted in previous games was partially or fully insane. These two stay regal and composed the entire time. You can't explain it away, the Evanuris are pure spirits made manifest, but still the lore purist in me kept questioning. The ending sequence is on a different level from the rest of the game. Gut-wrenching decisions, fights with real interactive elements, a final exam for everything you built. My advice, do not touch the final quest until all of your companions are heroes of the Veilguard, and your factions are at excellent status. The ending will test them, and they might not survive the exam. But here's where the Mass Effect 2 comparison stops being a compliment and becomes an indictment. After the suicide mission, Mass Effect 2 let you keep playing. You roamed the galaxy, you played Lair of the Shadow Broker or Arrival, you lived in the world you saved. Veilguard gives you slides, broad stroke consequences, and then the game is over. No going back, no visiting the factions you saved, no visiting the cities you bled for. And because companions only talk when they have something to say, the world feels lonely even before the final quest. This world is gorgeous. My aging gaming PC ran it on Ultra without breaking a sweat. Rook reacts to everything. The blight, the scenery, all of it. A world this alive deserves to be lived in after the fight is done. Instead, the credits roll and the door locks behind you. BioWare has moved on to the next Mass Effect, so I do not expect a fix. But if they ever come back, Veilguard needs its Citadel DLC. So, the verdict. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is a very good game, wearing the structure of a great one. The companions, the villains, and the ending are BioWare at full strength. The early placement of its biggest decision, the sidelined Inquisitor, and the locked door after the credits are the gaps between good and great. It borrowed the suicide mission, it forgot to borrow what came after. So here's the real question, and I want your answer in the comments. Is the Veilguard actually Mass Effect 2 in Dragon Age clothing, or am I seeing a skeleton that is not there? If you want the written version of this review, it is on my blog, link in the description, along with my free newsletter, where I send essays like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.